Okay, I need you to hear this story because what Megan Oldham just pulled off is genuinely one of the greatest comeback stories in Olympic history, and honestly it makes every other athlete's journey look easy. Megan Oldham, who goes by Mighty Meg, just won Olympic gold in women's freeski halfpipe. She beat Eileen Gu, the defending champion, the favorite, the superstar who's made $23 million in endorsements. Beat her by less than 2 points. And Megan did it after cracking her helmet 4 days before the finals. After having a concussion in November that lasted weeks. After bruising her quad muscle in the slopestyle event just 1 week before halfpipe. After quitting the entire sport in July 2023 because of mental health struggles. After sitting through a 90-minute weather delay right before her run where she had to rest in a dark room because the light hurt her head. She did all of that. And still won gold. And when you hear the full story of who Megan Oldham is and what she's been through, you're gonna understand why her coach calls her Mighty Meg. Because this woman is unstoppable. So let me break down her entire journey because there are so many incredible details, and honestly by the end you're gonna be in tears and also want to run through a wall. Let's get into it. First, let me tell you who Megan Oldham is because before this Olympics most people outside of freeskiing had never heard of her. Megan is 24 years old from Parry Sound, Ontario, Canada. Small town. About 2 hours north of Toronto. She grew up skiing at a tiny local hill. Nothing fancy. Just a regular ski hill where families go on weekends. And Megan was obsessed with skiing from the moment she could walk. But here's where the story gets wild. Megan has 2 older brothers. And her brothers were typical boys. Always doing stupid, dangerous things. And they decided it would be hilarious to ski off the garage roof. Their house had a garage with a sloped roof. And in the winter when snow piled up on the roof, they'd climb up there with their skis and launch off the edge into the snow below. Insane. Dangerous. And Megan wanted to do it too. She was probably like 6 or 7 years old. And her brothers said, okay fine, you can do it. So little Megan Oldham climbed up on the garage roof. Put on her skis. And launched herself off the roof. And she loved it. She thought it was the coolest thing ever. But her dad was livid. He was furious. He told the boys, you're not allowed to do that anymore. You could break your neck. You could die. And definitely don't let your little sister do it. But Megan had already caught the bug. She wanted to go bigger. Higher. Faster. More dangerous. And that's who Megan Oldham is. Mighty Meg. The girl who skis off garage roofs. As Megan got older, she got serious about competitive skiing. She started doing halfpipe. That's where you ski down a U-shaped ramp doing tricks and jumps. She competed in junior competitions. Then World Cup events. And she was good. Really good. In 2022, at age 22, Megan competed at the Beijing Olympics. She finished 8th. Not a medal, but respectable for her first Olympics. And everyone thought, okay, she's gonna keep improving. In 4 years at Milano Cortina she'll be a medal contender. But 2023 was rough for Megan. Really rough. She was competing on the World Cup circuit. Traveling constantly. Training non-stop. And mentally she was struggling. The pressure. The expectations. The injuries. The loneliness of being on the road. It was too much. And in July 2023, Megan made the hardest decision of her life. She announced she was stepping away from competitive skiing. She needed a break. She needed to work on her mental health. She posted on social media that she was taking time to focus on herself. And a lot of people thought that was the end. That she'd never come back. Because when elite athletes step away, it's really hard to return. Your body loses conditioning. Younger athletes pass you. The sport moves on without you. But Megan didn't care. She knew she needed to heal. So she took the time. She went to therapy. She spent time with family. She reconnected with why she loved skiing in the first place. Not for medals. Not for rankings. But because skiing off garage roofs is fun. And after a year she decided to come back. But not because she felt obligated. Because she wanted to. And that's the difference. Megan came back to competitive skiing in late 2023. And she came back hungry. She started training harder than ever. She was landing tricks she'd never landed before. And at the X Games in January 2023, Megan made history. She became the first woman ever to land a triple cork 1620 in competition. Let me explain what that is because it's absolutely insane. A triple cork is 3 off-axis flips while spinning. And 1620 means 4.5 rotations. So Megan launched into the air. Did 3 flips. Spun 4.5 times. And landed. No woman had ever done that before. Ever. Megan was the first. And that's when people realized. Oh. Megan Oldham is not just back. She's the best in the world. She started winning World Cup events. She was dominating. And she came into the Milano Cortina Olympics as a legitimate gold medal threat. Not the favorite. That was Eileen Gu. But a threat. And then the chaos started. First, the concussion. In November 2025, Megan hit her head during training. She doesn't talk about exactly how it happened, but she had a concussion. And concussions are serious. Especially for athletes. You can't train. You can't look at screens. You have to rest in dark rooms. And Megan's concussion lasted weeks. She missed training time. She fell behind. But slowly she recovered. Got medical clearance. Started training again. Then in early February, just 1 week before the halfpipe finals, Megan competed in the slopestyle event at the Olympics. Slopestyle is different from halfpipe. It's a course with jumps and rails. And during one of her runs, Megan crashed. Hard. She bruised her quadriceps muscle. That's the big muscle on the front of your thigh. And a bruised quad is brutal. Every time you bend your knee, it hurts. Every time you land a jump, it hurts. And you need your quads for skiing. They're essential. So Megan was dealing with pain. Limping. Icing her leg constantly. But she kept going. Then 4 days before the halfpipe finals, Megan was training. Trying to dial in her runs. And she was working on a new trick. Something risky. Something she hadn't landed consistently yet. And she crashed. Hit her head. And cracked her helmet. Like literally cracked it. The helmet did its job. It protected her head. But it was done. She needed a new one. And 4 days before the biggest competition of your life, you crack your helmet trying something new. That's terrifying. But that's mighty Meg. She doesn't play it safe. She pushes. Even when it's risky. Then came competition day. February 18th. The women's Freeski halfpipe finals. Megan showed up ready. New helmet. Bruised quad taped up. Head still a little foggy from the concussion weeks earlier. But ready. And then. Weather delay. A storm rolled in. High winds. They had to pause the competition. For 90 minutes. 90 minutes of sitting around waiting. And for athletes, that's torture. You're amped up. Ready to go. And then you have to wait. Your body cools down. Your mind starts overthinking. And for Megan, who was still dealing with post-concussion symptoms, the bright lights and noise were too much. So she went to a quiet dark room. Put on sunglasses. Rested. Tried to stay calm. And finally after 90 minutes they resumed. The competition started. Megan's first run. She went big. Through a double cork 1260. Clean. Smooth. High amplitude. The judges loved it. Her score. 91.75. That put her in first place. And she stayed there. Other skaters tried to beat her. Nobody could. Then Eileen Gu had her chance. The defending Olympic champion. The favorite. And Eileen played it safe. She didn't go for her hardest tricks. She landed her runs but they weren't as difficult as what Megan threw. Eileen's best score was 90. Megan's was 91.75. Difference of 1.75. That's how close it was. But Megan won. Mighty Meg won Olympic gold. And when Megan's score came up and she realized she'd won, she lost it. Started crying. Screaming. She couldn't believe it. Because this wasn't supposed to happen. She quit the sport. She had a concussion. She cracked her helmet. She bruised her quad. She sat through a 90-minute weather delay. And she still won. Her coach, who calls her Mighty Meg, said after the competition, "I've never seen anyone push through as much adversity as Megan has." The concussion. The injuries. The mental health struggles. And she never complained. She never made excuses. She just kept showing up. That's why she's Mighty Meg. Because she's mentally tougher than anyone I've ever coached. And you could see it in the competition. Eileen Gu played it safe. Megan went all in. Eileen was skating not to lose. Megan was skiing to win. And that's the difference between someone who's collecting medals for their brand and someone who's fighting for glory. Now here's my favorite part of Megan's story. When she was 15 years old, she wrote down 3 life goals. 3 things she wanted to accomplish in her lifetime. Goal number 1. Become an Olympic champion. Goal number 2. Raise a happy family. Goal number 3. Be the first woman to land a triple cork in competition. She wrote those down at 15. And now at 24, 2 of those 3 goals are checked off. She became an Olympic champion 4 days ago. She became the first woman to land a triple cork at X Games 2023. So she's 2 for 3. And she's only 24. She's got decades to accomplish goal number 2. Raise a happy family. But the fact that she wrote those goals down at 15 and has already accomplished 2 of them is incredible. That's vision. That's determination. That's knowing exactly what you want and going after it no matter what obstacles get in your way. People are already comparing Megan to other great Canadian athletes. She's Canada's first ever Olympic gold medalist in Freeski halfpipe. That's history. She's being talked about in the same breath as Canadian legends like Hayley Wickenheiser in hockey or Penny Oleksiak in swimming. Athletes who transcended their sport and became national heroes. And Megan is on that path. Because she didn't just win gold. She won gold after everything fell apart. After quitting. After injuries. After cracking her helmet days before competing. And she beat the favorite. Beat the superstar. Beat Eileen Gu, who's made tens of millions of dollars representing China. Megan did it as a small-town Canadian girl who skis off garage roofs. And that's the story people love. The underdog. The comeback kid. The athlete who refused to give up. That's Mighty Meg. So there you have it. Megan Oldham Mighty Meg won Olympic gold in Freeski halfpipe. She beat Eileen Gu 91.75 to 90. She did it 4 days after cracking her helmet. Weeks after a concussion. 1 week after bruising her quad. After quitting the sport in 2023 for mental health. After sitting through a 90-minute weather delay. She's 24. She wrote down 3 life goals at 15 and has accomplished 2. Became Olympic champion. First woman to land a triple cork. Now she's chasing goal 3. Raise a happy family. Her brothers convinced her to ski off their garage roof as a kid and her dad was livid. Her coach calls her Mighty Meg because she's the toughest athlete he's ever coached. And she just proved it on the biggest stage in the world. What do you think? Is this the greatest Olympic comeback story of 2026? And does Megan deserve more recognition than she's getting? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe because we're covering all the incredible Olympic stories. Until next time, remember that champions aren't the ones who never fall. Champions are the ones who get back up. Megan Oldham fell. Cracked her helmet. Bruised her quad. Had a concussion. And she still got back up. That's Mighty Meg. That's a champion. Peace.